Hi viewers, now some of you know that I was recently away on a short break, and I took £500 with me, hoping to find some cheap silver and gold. Now as is normal for me, whenever I'm going away, I look up to see what shops there are in the area that would be likely to have some silver or gold. And on this occasion there were two antique emporiums. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's usually quite a large building where multiple dealers have hire or rent space or a cabinet inside the shop, so that you only need a few staff to manage, like 150 or 100 dealers. I think both of those that we went into must have had at least between 50 and 100 dealers in each shop. Now I was very disappointed, really, because it seemed that both shops had a cabinet from the same dealer selling overpriced British silver, and it was all shillings, sixpences, half crowns, 2 shillings, and it was all in hideous condition. None of it, I would have said, was even extra fine. So very disappointed, and it was all massively overpriced. I didn't buy any of this from those shops, but I thought I'd dig it out as an example of the coins they had there. But they wanted absolute silly money for all of it, and so the other thing I noticed was that there was quite a few of the dealer stalls had the old British Cupro nickel crowns, like the 77 and the Churchill and Charles and Diana. There was just loads of them. Now, for those of you who don't know, these have a face value of 25 pence each, so you can still cash these in for 25 pence each. But multiple places that I've visited usually have a great big bin of these for 50p each. And the cheapest I saw in those two shops was £1.75. And now I'm sure many of you know why I buy these, because I convert them into these to give away to the community, the little coin tops, which is off camera there, but anyway. So there was no way I would be buying any Cupro nickel coins there, and no silver. I mean, we spent probably 2 to 3 hours in the two shops. Thankfully, Mrs. CCT likes looking around these antique emporiums. I don't actually think she bought anything. I can't actually remember now. But the only gold they had, there was no gold coins at all. The only gold they had was jewellery. And I spotted this when we went into the first shop, and after we'd had a look round the shop, I went back and asked if the price was negotiable, which it was. And before I show you what it is, there was a label inside the box that said 9 carat 2.55 grams. So I quickly got out my phone and looked up the scrap price for 9 carat on the day, which was £27.65. I see you all clamouring for your calculators. Well, that's about 70 quid, £70 and 50p, I think. And it was priced at £80. So I thought, well, that's not horrendous, but I'll see if I can negotiate 10%. Which they wouldn't, but I did get a £5 off, so I did get this for 75 quid, and it is a pair of 9 carat earrings, and I have looked up the hallmarks, and I will see if I can't get on the Tomlov microscope and get a picture of the hallmarks for you in a minute, because it's very difficult to see with a loop when the hallmarks are inside the earring like that, or inside a ring. It's quite difficult to get the angle, but I'll see if I can get a shot on the microscope for you in a minute. Now, I trusted the dealer that was correct, and unusually I didn't have a loop with me, but anyway, I trusted the dealer, and the reason being is that was the only cabinet that actually had the weight and purity. So the dealer clearly knew what they were doing by putting it as 9 carat and the weight, so then people would look up the value as I did. None of the other stalls had the weight of each item, so they were selling it as a piece, not for its weight. Now the chances are, when the dealer bought these, you know, I mean, even if it was last year, gold was way lower than it is this year. So you know, their markup, I mean, they might have paid, I don't know, they might have paid £40 for them and wanted 80, so they've still done all right out of it. But one thing I haven't yet done is weighed them, so we will do that now and see if the dealer was correct at the 2.55 grams. Absolutely on the nail, 2.55 grams. So I don't think that was a bad deal, but there was no gold coins at all, and because very little in either shop had the weight of anything, I didn't take my scales with me, I didn't take my loop with me, I did take a loop with me, I lied, but I'd left it in the hotel. So I didn't see any gold coins, just jewellery, but I was quite happy with those two for 75 quid, because it was a £5 over melt, which is probably what I would pay at my local coin shop. But he's hardly had any gold jewellery in recently, because he has literally been sending it all to melt, because the price is so high. He doesn't want to be sitting on it and then gold drops, so he's literally hardly got any jewellery at all. Now, the other thing, I left these sovereigns out for a reason, because someone said to me about the colour difference. So these are all London sovereigns, and I'm hoping on this sunny day in Blighty it might show up the colour difference. All 4 of those do vary slightly in colour. You can see this one's a bit darker, and these ones, yeah, it's really not showing up that well. It showed up better on the table, I think. But this, well, you can see this one's like a brighter gold. But yes, they do tend to vary quite a lot in colour. Anyway, that's that. So I managed to get a tiny little bit of 9 carat. Now, for those in the US who don't have 9 carat, you have 10 carat, 14 carat. 9 carat is the most popular gold for jewellery here in the UK, because obviously it's reasonably hard, and literally I would think over 90% of our jewellery is all 9 carat. So it's equally very liquid, and obviously, you know, 75 quid, very inexpensive for a pair of gold earrings. I bought them as a form of savings, but I think Mrs. CCT has plenty of gold earrings as it is, so I don't think she needs any more. But like I said, it's a little bit of gold in a form of savings, and that's all I managed to get. Everything else was just crap. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. keep calm and keep stacking, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.